Good morning, friends. Today is April 23rd, 2020, and it is Thursday, day 23 in your remote learning packet, number 3. Today, you're going to take a look at all of your assignments, and I'm going to start with social studies. So for social studies today, you are going to be completing Unit 2, Lesson 4, which is continents and oceans. So for your Jumpstart activity, it says, tell someone about a time you saw an ocean, lake, or river. So a time that you saw a body of water. Where were you? What did you think of it? Maybe some of you have been to the beach before and you've been in the ocean, swimming in the ocean, or you've been swimming in a lake or a river. You could talk about that time. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to read about the land and water on our Earth, okay? And then you're going to use this world map to take a look at the 7 continents. And when you're finished, your activity for today is you're going to color the map. You're going to color the land green and the water blue, okay? And you're going to put a star on North America because that's the continent that United States is in where we live, okay? For your writing today, I checked in with a lot of you guys on the Zoom. It seems like some of you have picked your prompts and some of you have not. I definitely want you guys to write for at least a few minutes each day. Like I said, you don't have to complete a prompt every day, but you can start one. You definitely should be writing at least a little bit every single day just so that you can keep up to date with your skills. And remember, when you're writing, you want to always finish your sentence with a period and begin with a capital letter. Make sure you're using spaces, and make sure when you're done your writing, like we talk about in the classroom, go back and reread it. Make sure that it makes sense. If you read something that you write and it sounds funny, it's going to sound funny to whoever's reading it. So you want to probably rewrite that. And there's some cool writing prompts in here, guys. I know Abby was saying she picked the writing prompt about what she would do if she had $1 million. Someone picked a prompt about pretending that there was zoo animals in their story. Trying to find it. What would you do if you had $1 million? That was Abby's. If you could have any animal, magic or irregular, what would you want? Why? These are all pretty cool, so definitely check that out. For foundations today, you're going to read the sentences, and remember, you're going to try and read them with fluency. That means reading them at a nice pace. So it might take you a few times before you get a good pace. So you might have to read these over and over again. Okay? Then you're going to find all the 3-letter blends and underline them with 3 separate lines. So this is a little bit different for us. We're going to go over that now. So since we are working on words that have 5 sounds now, remember you're going to tap your first finger twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? If you're struggling with tapping your fingers, just tap the table and make sure you're tapping it 5 times. So for this first sentence here, it says, my gram, and this word gram, when you tap it, am, that only has 3 taps, okay, because it even has a glued sound. Will mend the strap. Now this word strap, I could tell it has a 3-letter blend. Let's tap it out. App, strap. So this right here at the beginning, STR, that is a 3-letter blend. Okay, that's 3 consonants that are next to each other and sort of blend together. Sorry, my pen's a little bit tricky to write with since it's so small, but you're going to underline S, T, and R since that is the blend in the word. If you also want to mark it up that it's a closed syllable since it only has 1 vowel and it's closed in, you could just underline the word or scoop it like that and write a C for closed. Okay, but you don't have to do that. We're really just focusing on the blends this week. That's something extra if you wanted to do that. Okay? All right, let's move on to math. Oh, by the way, tomorrow we're going to have a Zoom, and please bring your foundations work because I feel like that's what people are struggling most with. So tomorrow when we do our Zoom, bring your foundations papers and we will do it together. For math today, we're going to continue with measurement. Today we're going to be looking at the height and length of objects. So you're going to be measuring using these tools at the top right here. You're going to measure line from line just like we normally do. You're going to use those cutout cubes that are in your packet. So for numbers 1 and 2, you're going to be measuring a bookshelf and a desk and seeing how many cubes long it is. And then you're going to say how many cubes longer, or I'm sorry, which object is longer, the bookshelf or the desk, after you measure it with the cubes. Okay? Same thing with your independent practice. Numbers 4, 5, 6, and 7, you're going to be measuring the height of these objects using this as like a little guide here for you. And you're going to be saying how many cubes tall they are. Okay, so over here, how many cubes long? This is how many cubes tall. When you're finished with all of those, 4, 5, 6, and 7, you're going to order the objects from shortest to tallest. So you're going to see what object had the least amount of cubes. That object's going to go first as shortest, and then you're going to finish with the tallest, which had the most amount of cubes. For your last problem today, your word problems, when you're solving these, just to get a little extra reading in, I want you guys to try your best to read them on your own. If you need help, you need help. But first, try to read it on your own. So number 9 says, draw a line that is longer than 2 cubes, but shorter than 6 cubes. So you're going to use cubes to help you with that. So it has to be longer than 2, but shorter than 6. Same thing over here. Draw a tower that is taller than 3 cubes, but shorter than 6 cubes. Okay, number 11, for item 9, could you have more than one correct answer? That's going to be yes or no, and why do you think? And number 12, measure the green line, write the number. So you're going to measure that again with cubes. So I think your math is pretty simple today. If you have any questions, please just let me know. For language arts, you're going to go ahead and read The Big Trip again, reread it. You can listen to somebody read it to you. You can read it to yourself. And remember, we talked about this yesterday. It is a fantasy story because the characters are animals and they're acting like they're humans. This week, we're really focusing on comparing and contrasting, and you're going to see some questions about comparing and contrasting come up at the end of this unit. So while you're reading, I want you to think about how are the characters different? How are they alike? And how are they different? Okay, and you can tell a parent or whoever you're reading that book with what you think. When you're finished with the story, you're going to complete the long E worksheet. You're going to finish the sentences using long E words. This is a vowel team that we talked about on our poster. And then finally, you're going to complete sentences with words to know. Okay? These are the words to know that we would be working on in the classroom. So you could even make flashcards of these if you want something extra. If you're struggling with sight words in your reading, you could definitely make flashcards of these words and go over them. Okay? So I hope you guys have a great day. I miss you guys. I'm very proud of you. Thank you so much for all the hard work that you've been doing at home. I'll see you tomorrow for our Zoom meeting for Foundations. I hope you all can make it and have a great day.